for freaking lying about me. Because someone just said I threatened her. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I'm tired. I'll never say how much you don't care. I'm tired. Call her. Yep. Listen to her. Yep. Let her speak. Stop talking over her. Okay. Stop treating her like that. Okay, I'll stop. Okay. If you don't want to hear her speak, then don't call her ever again. Okay, let's hear Femyoz say it. Truth is, I don't have any respect for women. Never have. The truth is, I am a monster. I accept that. I accept that I'm also a freak, a failure. I hate women because they're repulsive. They're disgusting. They're down. That's the reason why I'm so angry. Is I hate women. I made a mistake during the fight where I made fun of her high squeak voice, like, because I was getting really pissed. And so she responded and jumped into my face. And of course, I ended up punching her arm in response. Yeah, there you go. It is the only time. Oh, wait. One of my sisters, Katie, I did break her arm with a plate. Never got arrested for it. In fact, she ended up coming to me later, apologizing for whatever we were fighting about or arguing about, and I literally broke her arm just by throwing a plate. One thing you should know about me, I may not be able to fight or fair, but I know how to fight dirty, and I know how to throw things. Throw things is my specialty. Trust me. I cannot tell you how many times I've thrown something to someone and nailed them in the face. If I ever caused her harm, it wouldn't be at her house. If I were to do something stupid, this is how I would do it. I would wait till she's at work or when it's dark out. And I would come up from behind because I know what route she uses to get to and from her job. I know she goes through the back window, goes through the back gate, and then she goes over to her work. And then she works, gets off, go home. And not because I stalk her or anything, but because I know how she goes to and from the gas station. She literally lives next door to it. There's only a certain amount of ways she could go. And I know multiple places where I could get a high advantage and be able to sneak up on her without her knowing. And she knows I'm really good at sneaking around. So if I wanted to do something that crazy and cruel and mean, I would do it when she least suspected. Let's get nuts! Throwing that bloody mask away. You know what? I always valued Sarah so much that I kept something her grandma gave to me all those years ago. And I'm going to show how much I give about SaraFae. Or her grandma, or her sister, or her mom. You're dead to me. You're dead to me! No one understands. God damn it, I don't even want to be the doctor anymore. You know, I should be feeling good right now because I finally won. But the truth is, I don't feel good about this. This is not how I wanted things to go with me and SaraFae. Sarah's the victim. You're the victim. Troph's the victim. I'm just coming to realize how I've become. Find the dots, connect the dots, and correct the dots. Meaning I have to correct the memories and make amends. So, I need you here. What chair? Just to stand. If you can. Okay. Well, I can always stand. I got over here, didn't I? Tanya, did I punch you in the arm after a PTSD response? This is time for us to be honest. We're going to heal. We have to do this right. Okay. Am I an abuser? It's okay. We're in a safe place. Are we, though? Yes.
You had sexual intercourse with SaraFae without her consent.
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that that's...
Yes.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that the police station, you know, you going there was fake?
Yep.
And that the piece of paper was blank?
It was all massive manipulation to try to get people to look away and all that stuff.
So, do you acknowledge then that SaraFae is not a liar then?
Yes, I acknowledge she's not a liar. This is the part that really has me frustrated.
Welcome to the Firebat files. You've probably never heard of this individual. And well, by the time this video is complete, you're going to wish you probably never had. You see, Firebat is somebody who is very, very small. And by small, I mean they only have 200 subscribers on their channel, and they terminally A-log every aspect of their life on YouTube. And in the world of social media, when somebody does things like this, where they cannot have privacy in their own home, and they have to document themselves live streaming, going on walks, you know, you're going to see aspects of people's lives that you probably wish you hadn't seen. But for Firebat's case, I thank this individual for doing what they've done. Because not only does it allow me to talk about it publicly, but it allows me to respond and examine and research their type of behavior online, because it's right in front of me. And these are the type of individuals that I love talking about. The people who record themselves doing horrible things. The people who record themselves live streaming, degrading their partner. People who get on camera and admit, hey, I did X, Y, and Z, and I'm a monster, and I'm a terrible person. These are the types of people who make my hobby easy. So buckle up, chuckle fucks, grab yourself a root beer, maybe even a spliff, because by the time this video is complete, I will have presented an overview of who Firebat is, and why every single individual needs to be aware of who they are, what they are doing, but most of all, document and A-log everything they do, because this person loves to delete things. Now, with that said, let's begin. Now, when this video premieres, they are probably going to change their username. I'm letting you guys know that ahead of time. But if we go to their main channel, we'll see their channel description right off the bat says, "Welcome to my channel. I am a transgender Christian Republican creator sharing my life and perspectives and experiences. There's no scripts, just honest content and conversations." Now, right off the bat, I find that Christian, Republican, and transgender is quite a hefty statement. But one of the first things that really bothers me about Firebat is the fact that they identify as Christian when everything that they do online and the content they post online is the exact opposite of what Christianity would otherwise represent. As many of you guys know, I'm an ex-Christian. I grew up Christian. But when Firebat talks about him being a freak, that is not an understatement by any margin. In fact, Firebat's on record saying this:
I'm into, as a fetish, actually, the Black New World Order. Okay, no.
For those of you who don't know what the Black New World Order is, allow me to educate you on something that I didn't know either until today. The Black New World Order, BNWO, is primarily a niche race play themed subgenre of interracial BDSM found with pornographic content in online forums. It depicts fantasy scenarios where black individuals dominate, often feature white individuals, submitting to represented symbols like Queen of Spades, Jack of Spades, with sexual transformation and submission. Stories and videos feature straight to gay or straight to sissy themes, where white males are depicted as submitting to black men, sometimes involving forced feminization or emasculation fantasies. And you know what? At the end of the day, I don't really care what people are into kink-wise, but here's the problem. You cannot claim to be a Christian, okay? And this is what really drives my gears around Firebat, is he claims that he's trans, he's a Christian, he's a Republican, but every label they identify themselves as, they do the exact opposite of what that label or that identification of. It's just pure hypocrisy. This is somebody who has openly admitted on camera, okay, that one of the reasons they got fired from their job was because they whipped it out and they were actually gooning at work. This is on the record, mind you. Journal entry: I finally have cracked and fell into the feminization abyss. February 2025, I gave up on my resistance to my sissy side, and I started to go from male boxers to panties and bras, and then watch a crap ton of porn and hypno to help me accept myself more as a sissy over time. And I would go from just when my wife was at work on my days off to needing more and more and more. You know, in August of 2025, I started taking HRT and fully accepting that I'm not just a sissy, but also a transgender, and it was the best feeling the moment of my life. And so it would begin in chastity a few weeks when I wasn't home and when I was sleeping, and I would make love to my 2 7-inch pickles while I would work out at the gym. While I would work out, he would do this at the gym? Oh my gosh, this is the first time I'm reading this, and I'm reading it live. While recording it, so I'm sorry. Is that a normal thing for people to do? Is to take like their naughty toys to the gym and work out with? I was trying to better myself emotionally. I'm asking too many deep questions. I was trying to better myself emotionally, mentally, and physically, but then something truly happened to me. I lost a lot of people in my life. In January of 2026, I fell into a deep depression, and I couldn't stop with the insane thoughts of wanting death. I felt hopeless and absolutely humiliated by my toxic ex, SaraFae, and people on the internet bullying me for something I never did. Please don't ask. In March of 2026, I made a comeback with a vengeance, and I learned how to deal with my demons and better cope with my mistakes and bullies who overcame what I was going through and then made my moves and won. You won. In April of 2026, I effected my fate as a chastity slave, and I vowed to never screw again, and I want this more than anything in the world. I accept my inferiority as a beta male trans woman with a sissy fetish, and will do whatever it takes to work on myself and accept my own destiny, and that will be the way for the rest of my life. Are you guys feeling inspired, man? I'm feeling inspired right now. You know, let's go to church. Let's go to church on Sunday. Yeah. Additionally, we have this too. Change the name. Could change the name a lot. Hot tub screwing. So I usually like to use my fingers to screw myself, but I discovered that I love putting putting my cat near the hot tub jets and letting it woo me and fill me up like a water balloon, or, you know, just a blueberry, lol. Anyone who discovered that today, lol, now just actually, and see, this is where things get a little bit crazy, all right? You know, I've never actually talked about this in a video, but you mentioned, you see how he said blueberry, right? You see, the reason that he calls himself Violet is in reference to Violet Beauregard from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which, if you know who that is, you would know that it's this person, the person who gets exploded into the big thing on Willy Wonka and like floats up. Yeah, you've seen the movie, you know who it is. So that particular child character is 10 years old, I believe, and they're in Willy Wonka. All the kids go to his Charlie factory, right? And you know that the girl who grabs the candy and, blah, 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 and starts eating, and then she gets really exploded and turns into a gigantic blueberry and like floats. Yeah, so that's what this is in reference to, mind you, the blueberry. It is what's called an explosion kink, or like expansion kink, where they get blown up with air or food and they like float away. It's a sexualization thing. Let me clarify that, specifically with the fact that the character is also 10 years old. So I just need to put that out there, that this is who we're dealing with. Remember, Christian, Republican. Oh my gosh, I've been wanting to get one of these, and bam, there's one being thrown away at work. So what do? Take it? People can use this mask to help improve when doing a popper rush, and I love poppers. You don't know what poppers are? I'm not going to explain it to you. I ran out, so unless somebody gets me some or use some to manipulate me, I'll have to wait till this Friday evening. It helps me in self-training now that I use a mask when doing the now I do bow later, a dom and a screw machine, ha ha ha. So this is where it gets really, honestly, disgusting. Because not only is this designed for children, it is clearly like a little dragon unicorn thing to help children breathe. But they then posted photos of themselves using it on social media. So yeah, this is a real photo of Firebat using poppers, injecting into a kid's mask. Now it's time for Victor Hannah to sleep and let Hannah Berry take over. I desperately need a chicken and poppers, can't you tell? This is totally a normal thing for people to do and post out on the internet for people to consume. Like, at the end of the day, I think people should be a little bit more socially aware of what they're posting online, because the internet does what it does, and it's absolutely justified in doing that. You see, what my church doesn't know is that I may be dressed as a man on the outside, but on the inside, I'm dressed like a good girl, while also in chastity and has a butt screw in. Hee 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 hee. Are you disturbed yet? Remember, Christian Republican. Nothing makes me more vulnerable than using a man's locker room at the LA Fitness and being exocide as I change from normal work clothes to pool clothes, and changing back while being completely smooth. One of these days, someone is going to screw me. They then posted this image outside of Tumwater Park, walking, exposing myself. I think it's important for me to say that this person, in my personal opinion, is an actually dangerous predator. This is somebody who literally has to, like, be sexual all the time, publicly too. Everything is sex to him. At the end of the day, I don't really care what people are into if it's done privately, but like, you're posting these types of things on social media for people to see and consume. And you know, we make conclusions based off of that. And I don't think that's really far reach to say that you're a dangerous person. Here's a photo going into what I was explaining with the whole Violet and Willy Wonka blueberry like inflation thing where they get really big and explode. Mr. Wonka, I'm starting to feel really full and tight. What's happened to me, sir? Why do I feel like I'm swelling up? Hashtag feminization, sissy. Yeah, do you get the picture? They also posted this, drinking butter while edging myself, all the while listening to this song called Oompa Loompa from Violet. Haha, such a turn on. Haha, I wish I was a big round blueberry. LOL.
All I want to do is stab this bitch. I want to kill her. I want to strangle her and watch the life drain from her eyes. I want to see this monster pay for how she treats people. You guys know good and well who I'm talking about.
Now, there are many clips like this, but Femyoz is a creator here on YouTube, and they've been having a battle with Firebat. The reason I have to bring this person up is because Firebat hates Femyoz. Now, you can check out their channel. They do live streams covering what Firebat does, antics and things like that. I use some of their content in the rest of this video, but it's important that you know the lore between these two individuals and why they both genuinely hate each other. All Femyoz did to Firebat was starting to criticize their content. That's all. Things that they would post publicly on their YouTube channel. And it's always crazy to me when we have people who make content online, post themselves doing weird, crazy, nasty things, and then all of a sudden they get angry that you're responding to things that they post on the line. It almost sounds like Onision. In fact, I would label Femyoz and Firebat is to what me and Onision is, right? Femyoz really seems to be the only person to get an actual reaction out of Firebat in this vitriolic, violent way, but I hope that I can be next in line. Firebat, do you remember the apartment complex Breckenridge Heights, specifically in Tumwater, Washington? I know that you know where I'm talking about. You once lived there prior. You don't live there anymore, so don't worry, guys. But I believe you were working at a golf course at the time, and there was a hot tub at the apartment complex that you happened to join with another young woman there, who shall rename nameless. Well, I don't know if you know this, Firebat, but she knows me. IRL. I know her. And oh my goodness, while you were with your wife, Tanya, you were sliding in her Facebook DMs and sending her love letters in voice memos and messages and messages. It was just talking to yourself endlessly, sending her message after message after voicemail after voicemail. I sat with her and I listened to all of it. Now, this was before I knew who you were. I had no idea who you were. She was just telling me that this really creepy person, before you came out as trans, was saying sexual things to her. She did a little diving, found out that you were also with Tanya, and you were trying to get with her. She would leave you unread, and then you would send her another voice memo and another, just demented, just talking to yourself endlessly about how you are wanting to save yourself for her and that you're willing to do anything to be in a relationship with her, coming across as the most desperate and alone. Please date me. I need to have someone to love me because I can't love myself mentality. Firebat, I don't know if you're aware, but you are absolutely an incel. A Christian, Republican, trans incel. Remember, guys, Firebat's going to be a parent very soon.
Truth is, my anger isn't towards my ex or even this group. It's women. It's always been women. Every time I've ever been angry, it's because of women.
How and why? Why do you hate women so much? Do tell us, Firebat.
One of the things that the Forgiven You Can't Forget book series addresses throughout the book is past trauma. Truth is, I don't have any respect for women. Never have.
This individual, Firebat, is about to have a daughter. And they, on a live stream, said this, that they hate women. You're having a daughter, dude. A daughter. And this is how you're talking about women? That you hate women? That you don't respect women? That you've already admitted in videos, which we'll get into, that you don't have any boundaries set with women? That you can't enforce boundaries? And you're having a daughter. That's scary. That is terrifying that you are going to be a parent, and this is what you're putting out on the internet for people to consume. What if your kids turns to 15 years old and finds out that their mother or dad literally has a video talking about them, how much they hate their gender? Maybe you'll be the cause of your child's gender dysphoria. Did you think about that, Firebat? You're not qualified or fit to be a parent if this is the type of content that you're putting out, specifically talking about how much you hate women. Maybe that's why you wanted a kid, and now you're excited that you're having a daughter because then you can abuse them.
How am I supposed to respect women when every woman I've ever known in my life has either betrayed me, backstabbed me, abandoned me? I think I said already. Abused me.
Yeah, okay, I'm going to say this. Look, if every single person in your entire life has harmed you, abused you, betrayed you, okay, the problem's actually you. The problem is you, okay? Because no normal person has every single person come in their life and screw them up. There are good people in the world. I've had some bad relationships, but I'm not going to go around that every single person has done that. That is such an overly generalizational statement. But it also goes to show that you're doing exactly what you've always done. You're always blaming other people for all your problems. You do this with your wife multiple times. You caused me PTSD. You caused me PTSD. That's why I punched you. Right? That's what you do. It's always pointing at other people. I don't think nobody's ever sat down with you and say, hey, this is what accountability looks like when you mess up. I don't think anybody's ever done that with you.
The list goes on and on. And despite all that, I do try my best. But the truth is, I am a monster. I accept that.
Well, I agree with you. You are a monster. You are a terrible person.
I accept that I'm also a freak, a failure. I hate women because they're repulsive. They're disgusting.
So this leads me to my question is, if this individual hates women so much, why do they identify as trans? Can somebody who's trans educate me on, genuinely? Is it because they actually hate women so much that they identify as being trans that then they can hate women and make women look worse? Or make the trans community look bad because they're so hateful towards women? Like it's a spite thing? That's why they're trans? Genuinely, that makes no logical sense to me. Why somebody would say I'm trans, but then I also hate women at the same time.
Venomous. They're like a pretty flower. You look at them, they look beautiful and amazing. You hold that flower and it's amazing. As soon as you taste its scent or taste of its fruit, it's poison. And deep down, that's the reason why I'm so angry, is I hate women.
And you don't think that your perspective on life, your hatred, your bitterness towards women is going to affect the way that you raise your child? That's scary. That is terrifying. That is man, I already foresee some child protective services getting called when this person is saying the things that they are saying, doing and posting the things that they're posting online. Man, we haven't even gotten under the surface of their FetLife account, okay? The things that they have posted on there. Can I just say for the record, if you have a FetLife account, don't post yourself at your job on FetLife.
I'm street legal.
I know.
I don't really care. You don't walk around in a bra and freaking...
It's not a bra. It's a bralette. They are different.
What's that first part of that word? That's what I thought.
You're not the first person to try that. Okay, if you were to go outside with a bra on right now, people look and go, what the fuck? Get back in your apartment and put a shirt on. If you're wearing a bralette, you go out in public. Most people just go, oh.
It's the same amount of coverage. Don't care.
I disagree.
Do you want to protect me so badly? Or meet him in the hallway or something?
Okay.
Jeez.
I mean...
What do you expect me to do? Rip my clothes off?
No, I just...
Then don't worry about it. It's a robe.
Okay,
not a
okay,
freaking-
okay,
It's
okay.
a robe. Not
Okay.
Stop interrupting me. It's a robe, not a freaking string bikini.
Woman, I said okay. You don't need to explain
You don't
yourself.
need to interrupt me.
God,
That's what you can do.
you can stop being annoying and just hear me say
Stop
okay and
interrupting
then stop there.
You can stop interrupting me.
It is the biggest problem we deal with.
I know.
Is that I literally just say okay,
In the middle of
and
my
that's
sentence.
all you had to leave it at.
I'm not going to stop talking just because you wish I would stop, okay? When I finish my sentence, then you're going to be okay with that. That's how communication works. If you don't want someone to talk to you, you should have married a mute.
I tried that once. Didn't
a
work
real
out.
mute.
I mean, she basically
A
was.
real mute. Someone who literally can't speak at all. Disability and everything. Not just someone who talks less than me. Jeez.
Less, more like, never mind.
You see, the great thing about Firebat is that this person wants to live stream everything because they think that it makes themselves look good, especially if they can control the situation and force people to say things that they want them to say in order for the public to view them positively. The difference is that's not what happens. When people see stuff like this, they can see the easy manipulation and gaslighting that this person is publicly displaying on the internet for everybody to see. Now, for context, and we'll get into more clips after this, Firebat punched his pregnant wife, Tanya, in the arm and left a very big bruise. This is self-admitted. Firebat has admitted this, but this is how Firebat deals with things on a live stream, trying to... you know what? I'll just let it play.
So in the Forgive and You Can't Forget, we're supposed to find the dots, connect the dots, and correct the dots, meaning I have to correct the memories and make amends. So I need you here.
What chair?
Just to stand. If you can.
Oh, well, I can always I got over here, didn't I?
Tanya, did I punch you in the arm after a PTSD response?
She just said yes. Okay.
This is time for us to be honest. We're going to heal. We have to do this right. Okay. Am I an abuser?
Well, first, the right thing to do is not to be live streaming this. Am I abuser? Did you see that? Look at that. She doesn't even want to answer the question. She doesn't even want to answer it.
Am I an abuser? It's okay. This is time for us to be honest. We're going to heal. We have to do this right. Okay. Am I an abuser?
This is not normal, guys. Okay? If you've ever been in a situation like this, I hope you haven't, but this is not normal. Normal people don't do this on live stream to people on the internet, trying to paint themselves as somebody who didn't do something bad.
It's okay. We're in a safe place.
Are we though?
Yes.
Unless, are we though? We're in a safe place. Are we though? The good thing that this is being live streamed though is because there is record of it, right? We can see this behavior. We can see how Firebat is reacting to his wife Tanya and trying to jargon to jump around, taking any sort of accountability for the things that Firebat has done towards his wife.
Yes. I need to trust me. This needs to happen.
I mean, it can be abusive.
I can be abusive. And
But
what
it's
happens
safe.
when I mess up?
I would say you make a hobby of
No.
that.
Everyone makes mistakes.
Hitting somebody is not a mistake. I want to make that very clear. You cannot even blame hitting somebody on PTSD. Like, if you go up and punch somebody, that is assault. That is domestic violence. There's no way that you can contribute to things. Everybody makes mistakes, especially when we get into the section about you sexually assaulting your ex, SaraFae, right? Which you've admitted to multiple times now at this rate. You can't say it was a mistake. Choosing to sexually abuse somebody, choosing to physically harm somebody is not a mistake. It is an active choice. And regardless of whether or not the emotion that you're feeling is rage, anger, regret, sorrow, guilt, it doesn't matter what emotion you feel. You have to be in control of your emotions, okay? That's just how the real world works. Welcome to being an adult. You get mad and you react in a certain way that's vitriolic or violent in nature, you're going to be held accountable to the law. That's just the way it is, plain and simple. No, I have PTSD. This is why I did X, Y, and Z. No, shut the fuck up.
You fully aware, married me despite knowing what I did to her all those years ago.
What is that supposed to mean? You married me despite that you know that I sexually assaulted somebody. What is that supposed to prove? Does that mean that you didn't do something?
You have chosen to be with me, despite the fact that I've told you you don't want to be with me, because I know that when someone triggers my PTSD, I cannot control my outcomes.
That is terrifying. What they just admitted. My PTSD, I can't control my outcomes. You need psychiatric health. You need to be put in a mental ward. What if your kid does something that triggers you indirectly? Are you going to beat your kid? Seriously. I have to bring the children up in this case because this is somebody who is a domestic violence abuser, okay? It's not irrational for me to bring up this person's going to be a parent and they're admitting that they can't control themselves. So what conclusion am I supposed to come to if you can't control yourself with a child, much less your own wife?
Yesterday was the first time that we had a fight on camera, or say off camera, that I was able to control that.
Another one right there. First time I was able to control it. So all the other times, how many other times has he hit her?
How? I still do not know how. I think part of it is because I just sat there and didn't let my emotions show for once. Maybe. Or maybe I was stressed with that whole situation that it distracted me enough to, it doesn't matter. Tanya, I want to say that I'm sorry for causing you harm. That wasn't okay of me.
You just apologized like 20 million times when it happened.
Well, they're not convinced, therefore.
They're not convinced. The internet doesn't care, brother. Okay? Nobody can. You trying to convince the internet of anything is just literally giving us more content. So thank you for that. She even says you've apologized a million times. What difference does an apology make if there isn't change? You can say sorry out the goddamn motherfucking ass, but until an actual change happens where you don't do and react a certain way that would be destructive or toxic or abusive, like hitting somebody, it doesn't mean jack shit. Sorries mean nothing without action, without physical change of saying, wow, I did something wrong. I want to be better.
Or I need to be honest on camera. What I did to you was not okay. The point I'm sharing this is that I do respect boundaries. Now, am I to do this all the time? No, I struggle with boundaries. It's something I've struggled with my entire life. And
how do you say that you respect boundaries, but then you also don't respect boundaries and it's something that you struggle with all the time? Those are two contradictory things, which is something that Firebat often does, is they say very contradictory statements.
I'll take accountability for that. Tanya, how am I doing with respecting your boundaries?
It's hit or miss.
Is hit or miss?
Hit or miss. Hit or miss. Hit or miss. Boundaries are hit or miss.
Would you say maybe it's about in the 70% I'm trying to respect boundaries and like that?
Look at that leaping, trying to literally put words in Tanya's mouth. You wouldn't say it's about 70%. You're literally trying to make yourself look good to the internet. The internet's not fucking stupid, moron. I know what you're doing. My viewers know what you're doing. The people who A-log everything that you do know what you're doing here. And the fact that this is recorded for all of us to witness and see and observe and digest, woo! It's the cherry on the top of the milkshake, and we love to see it.
Then it comes and goes. Maybe.
It's really hard for me to say.
Oh, that's fine.
It kind of depends on your mood, honestly.
Content on my mood. So if I'm in a good mood, normal me, how am I respecting boundaries?
You're a good mood?
Yeah.
Terrible.
Firebat's terrible at respecting boundaries. That's wife's own words.
Ha! So when I'm in a good mood, I am terrible at following boundaries and all that. How am I when I'm not in a good mood?
Well, just isolate, so there's nothing to really
I isolate.
talk about. Anyway.
I isolate. This is something I tried to do multiple times in my relationship with her as well. When me and her were not getting along and things were going on with us, between me and the girl that I dated 10 years ago.
The girl that he dated 10 years ago, and we're going to get into this, is SaraFae. That is an ex-girlfriend who he committed sexual assault on and has admitted this. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thank you for increasing my watch time. And now it's your chance to experience a full body relaxation through our sponsor, Vance Global. You see, Vance Global has a wide variety of different products for your consumption. However, one of my personal favorites are these little guys. These are Vance Global's gummies. And when I tell you that these are delicious, they are absolutely phenomenally strong. They're gonna make you literally turn into Clayface and melt into your seat. They've been sponsoring this channel for over 4 years, and they have a wide variety of different product selections for your personal consumption. If you want to have some hard herb, grind it up, they got that. You want to use a cart specifically, they got that. If you can't do Vance Global that has a certain chemical property that makes you feel really woohoo, you know what I'm talking about, hi, they got you covered too, because they have CBD products. So that means if you work a job that you can't do certain things, You can take their CBD products and it will relax your body. If you have joint pain, it will relax your muscles. If you struggle with sleep, the CBD will put you to sleep. And right now, if you go over to advancedglobal.com and use code REPZION, REPZION at checkout, you're going to get 20% off all your orders, no matter how large or small. In addition, you'll also get free shipping. The best part of this entire thing is that, one, they have all of their products are lab tested, all right? It's completely transparent. You can see everything that they do. There are no additives, there are no chemicals. Their filters are biodegradable, but most of all, they will ship directly to your mailbox in all 50 states in America. I'm not joking. Try it. Nothing is better than getting a package in the mail. So press that very first link in the description box, advancedglobal.com. Use code REPZION, 20% off, free shipping, all 50 states, and experience ultimate comfort.
I would tell her, hey, we need to break up. I would try to break up with her time and time and time again. And not because I didn't just feel guilty for what happened, but also I felt like she deserved to be with someone else.
How do you really feel about me?
Because you're going to cry to me about an ex that you frequently compare me to, I might remind. It's time for you to pick sides. Who can't you live without?
You. Period. The idea of being not the daughter, or sorry, husband or trans wife to you drives me insane. The point I'm trying to make, hun, is I'm sick and tired of being accused of rape, even though I've never raped SaraFae. I don't care what you have to say about this.
Which is why you...
Okay, you don't care about what your wife has to say. Somebody who you're actually married to, who's having your child, you don't care what they have to say. That's wild.
Anything you accuse me of.
It's not...
The difference is, I live in the past with my parents. You live in the past with your exes. That's the...
You're right, because SaraFae means something to me.
So if you're gonna...
Why are you saying this to your wife? That you care about an ex from 10 years ago?
Sure, man. And tell me to let go of my parents. You need to let go of your...
Maybe you weren't fucking bitch to me. Maybe you weren't fucking asshole to me during our fights. Maybe I'd be fucking more loyal to you. Oh, here's that. Here's that for you guys. Juicy content. More loyal. Me, I wouldn't have cheated you in the first place.
Okay, first of all, this is not a normal thing that people do, is just like put a camera on them like this and trying to revoke. I don't know what he's trying to do. Invoke a reaction, try to get her triggered. Talking like, oh yeah, I don't know if he's actually, I don't know if she's actually mad or I don't know. This is crazy to put on the internet though. Like, do you not have any social awareness? Clearly not. Now, of course, this dum-dum didn't realize that they muted their own stream. But here's the great thing is, like, while this is mute, look at the face of Firebat. Look at this. This is pure rage. You can see that the lip is quivering right now. Okay? Angry, storming, screaming. He throws a water bottle down to the ground. I don't quite understand how people think that posting this on the internet is not going to showcase who they really are. Oh, now they're crying. Great. They're crying. God, I wish we had the audio for this directly, but this is not healthy. I don't understand why people have to post this on the internet, but at the same time, I'm also kind of happy that they do, because it allows us to see the inside of what a relationship, an abusive relationship on a terrible person, and what they're capable of doing for us. It's almost like when I covered James, and like, why? I don't even know. So he threw the water bottle on the ground, it exploded, whatever. Your pregnant wife is cleaning up your mess because you're having a, I don't know, manic episode, a bipolar episode, a BPD episode, some sort of episode, and your wife, your pregnant wife, you should be the woman or the man or whatever you are cleaning that mess up that you made. Instead, your wife is doing it for you. You're pathetic. It's pathetic. Like, holy, and you're just still recording yourself. You're recording your wife cleaning up a mess you made while she's pregnant. Like, why? Why are you doing this? Stop recording and help. You schizo. This is so... Oh my God, man. Look at that. Look at the yell up, screaming, call her a name. Crying, screaming, crying, screaming, crying, screaming, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You're witnessing this. This was posted on YouTube, and of course, it's gone. It's deleted, as one always seems to do. Firebat. A-log everything with this individual. This is the Chris Chan 2.0.
You acknowledge that you had sexual intercourse with SaraFae without her consent.
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware that that's right?
Yes.
Okay. Do you acknowledge that the police station, you know, you going there was fake? That it was a bunch of bullshit?
Yep.
And that the piece
Yep.
of paper was blank?
It was all massive manipulation to try to get people to look away and all that stuff. I have a lot to. Well, I'll let you watch Troff's live stream for that.
You admit that Sarah did not consent to intercourse. You didn't respect the fact that she said no. You admitted to this. Okay?
Yep.
If you remember things differently, why would you say that? If that's your recollection of events.
Part of consent to me is when I can't say it on screen. I can't say it on do it. I never did the thing inside of her. I kept my promise, and she let it go. After
But did she consent to that interaction?
At the end, yes.
At the end.
By the end of it, yes.
But before you did it, no.
No. She said no, she did not want to do it. She pushed me away at one point. She did not want to do it. That's where I'm agreeing with her that I.
So what you're saying is that intercourse began before she consented?
No. Never entered her before the intercourse.
What? You mean before she consented? Or?
No.
What?
Before I went in.
Meaning that she didn't want to have intercourse at first. You talked her into it.
No, she didn't.
She did not.
Yes,
so you acknowledge that she did not want to have intercourse.
Yes, she did not want to have intercourse. She was one, we didn't have protection. Two, she was afraid of doing it at her mom's. I believe her mom was home and all that, if I remember correctly, from that night.
Okay. And when someone does not want to have intercourse and they establish that as a boundary, what is the appropriate response?
Not to do that. I learned that lesson. After that, SaraFae will say that I did not push her after that. Everything after that was 100% consent.
That's not what SaraFae said.
Well, don't care what she said. I remember that we were fine. We literally were in a relationship for a year and a half. Literally have posts about how much she loves me, how amazing I am from her DeviantArt page. Part of the reason why I have a really, really hard connection to anybody else, because of what I did. What I did was wrong. It was evil. It was disgusting. I look back and I feel shame. But I have not done that to anyone else since that incident. One
that we're aware
time.
of.
One mistake. One. Yeah, and you will not find anything else on the internet. I guarantee it. Period. Because I didn't do it to anyone else. We're not going in circles. What I said is what I said, Mary.
But that's like a yes or no question.
Anyways, yes. Yes, I forced myself. I just said I didn't respect her boundaries. I literally admitted.
So you forced yourself on her.
That. And please just ask me normal questions.
You were saying that she consented. No, you said that she consented earlier, and now you're saying that you forced yourself onto her.
I'm here to clear the air. I'm not here to have a debate. I told you no. You said you wanted to have a good faith conversation. This doesn't feel like that. And I entered. After pulling things aside, I entered her. We had the thing, and then we were done. The issue isn't that I went inside her. The issue is that I pushed her, I manipulated her, and I didn't respect her no.
So when somebody tells you,
I finally said it.
Okay, so that wasn't a question, but regardless, when somebody tells you no in response to you asking them for sexual intercourse, and you have sexual intercourse with them anyways, what do we call that?
Manipulation. And through this, I'm going to manipulate. I've admitted this to her multiple times.
We have a more specific word for that specific kind of scenario.
You said yes. That's why I keep saying that I didn't rape her. I'm saying yes, I raped her because I feel guilt for what happened back then.
But before you were saying that she didn't say yes.
I'm willing to leave my wife before we even got married. I think we're done here. I think I
also coercive sex is rape. You know that, right?
Anyways, I'm here to clear air with you and drop this conversation. I'm going to now leave now really quick. There is a statute of limitations which protects you from people who will go all the way to get you incriminated. Me verbally saying it is not enough to incriminate me. Someone else witnessing
One, there's no witness. It's literally SaraFae's word versus my word, and that's it. No one else saw it. No one else was there. There was no physical evidence of any of it. None. All you have is a mentally ill freaking loser who works at a gas station deciding to take out her shit on the worst way possible on someone else's channel to get back at me because I said shit about her on my channel, whether it be truthful or not, which was truthful in my personal opinion because I literally spoke from what I know. So it is what it is. Let's see. Okay. Let's look up Washington. Oh, nice. Raping the first degree and second degree adult victim 20 years from the date of the crime. Well, bad news. It's been 10 years since the incident, and I think it would classify as third degree. So it would be basically too late, I think. Yeah, basically, the judge is going to look at it and go, oh, he did this to you? Okay, why were you in a relationship for a year and a half? Why were you friends with this person for 10 years? Why did you have a relationship in the bedroom with this person after the incident for that time? And people will say, oh, yeah, she was forced to. And all. No, I never once forced her after that. After that, it was very consensual between the two of us after that incident, that one incident. And the reason why I have openly said I didn't do what she said I did is because before we even did anything, I looked her in the eyes and I said, do you trust me not to blank inside of you? And she said, yes. And then she gave me a warning. Before I entered, she said, yes, you may enter. But if you blank inside of me, I will never forgive you. And guess what? I held up my end of the bargain. I did exactly what I said I was going to do, and I never blanked inside.
The fact that this is your argument, that you did not commit SA on somebody because you didn't cookies and cream them, is the most preposterous response I've ever heard, especially when you're on record saying, hey, I did this without consent. She said no, and I still did it anyway. Whether or not you have a cookies and cream explosion has nothing to do with the situation of forcing yourself on somebody when they say, no, I'm not interested in having intercourse right now. It doesn't matter if you've been in a relationship for 1 year, 5 days, or 10 years. Did you know that if you're married to somebody, you can still SA your partner? There are people in this world that literally think that if you're married to somebody, they can't be SA'd by somebody else that they're in a relationship with. People think that way. You think that way, clearly. Your mental gymnastics around this topic is the most abysmal I've ever seen. You're on record saying that you had sex without consent. What is that? You've already said it. You've said you pressured, you coerced somebody into doing something they did not want to do, and that is a crime. You committed sexual assault. You are someone.
Right! You do make promises and break them!
Yeah, cool. Thank you for telling me something I've already said I do. I have no shame.
Make the damn promise!
Because I'm allowed to change my mind. I'm allowed to rescind my promises. Well, too bad.
Changing your mind called breaking the promise!
I live life on my own terms. You've known this about me.
Fucking do!
Good.
Stop telling you what you do!
Okay.
You say sound good, never actually are. So stop lying about that too!
See, guys, this is how I get treated all the fucking time. Even when I'm being calm and level-headed, my wife treats me like crap. So there you guys go. I hope you join channels.
I guess
Have a
as a freaking physical abuser. Huh? So come on, what you were that day, huh?
Yeah? Oh, are you going to tell them about your part in that? What happened
I
to...
didn't grab your fists!
No,
You
no.
yourself.
No, you just triggered my PTSD, which we've had conversation about that.
Make me responsible for your
You are.
reaction.
You are responsible.
I'm responsible for your reaction!
Yes, you are.
No, I am not!
If you know...
Do I have puppet strings on you? No! Do I own you? No!
I mean, you act like you do all the time.
You? No!
I mean, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Don't lie. Yeah, you do. You act like you own me all the fucking time.
Firebat, let me be really clear. Your triggers, your PTSD, if you even have it, those are absolutely 100% your responsibility. For you to always blame anything that happens, that you react to something poorly, you react in a way that's abusive, you react in a way that's physical or verbally bad, that is 100% on you to have to not only one, get therapy, but secondly, to have self-control. Like, okay, so what if a veteran gets PTSD, walks into a gas station, pulls out a firearm and just, you know, melts down 2 people with a gun, right? Do you think the cops are not going to arrest him? They're going to say, oh, you know, that person, his tire exploded at the gas station. It triggered my PTSD. That's why I took out my gun and blasted 4 people, right? Like, you can't use your PTSD as an excuse to mistreat people. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people on the internet who do exactly that, like what you're doing here. Now, look, Tanya here probably shouldn't be yelling, but I also understand that her yelling is because what you're doing is provoking a reaction. You have been comparing your wife to your ex, SaraFae. Like, your wife, the person you're married to, is having your child, and you're comparing your ex of 10 years ago, who you essayed, to your current wife. You know, nobody wants to be compared to an ex. I, as a guy, wouldn't want to be compared to an ex of somebody else. If I was dating a guy, a girl, it doesn't matter. So, like, the reaction of being upset and hurt that your husband or wife is comparing you to an ex-partner is horrible. Nobody wants that. Let me tell you, 100%, no man, no woman, no trans person, no bisexual, no gay, no lesbian wants to be compared to an ex. That is a thing that I think we all can universally agree on, that you're going to probably have a bad fight, and it's really going to make the person who you're in a relationship with feel really, really shitty. But then, of course, you don't care really how people feel, because remember, it's all about you, Firebat. It's about you.
I'm willing to destroy my entire life. Even go to prison if I have to, just to prove a point. Now, like everyone else, answer my question. Why would I destroy my life just to prove that I didn't rape SaraFae? Just be blunt.
Because you're selfish.
I'm selfish. Why am I selfish?
Because you're willing to destroy yourself, despite knowing you have a family to take care of.
Okay, if I'm willing to destroy a family that I'm trying my best to take care of, why would I destroy my life for SaraFae of all people?
That is between you and God and yourself.
No.
I'm not answering that for you.
Because you're a coward, just like anyone else. Tell me the truth.
I'm not a coward.
Tell me.
For not willing to enable your bad behavior.
I'm not asking to enable me. I'm asking you to be honest about your opinion. Why would I destroy my life?
I have an opinion about something that I barely know about.
The answer to my question is this. I want to destroy everything I have just to prove a point that I didn't rape SaraFae and I care about her. That's what this is all about. Period. In a line, no other words.
How do you go from I didn't do this to I did this? Like, that's one of the things I don't understand is how, like, why would you go on live stream? Why would you say, hey, I essayed somebody against their consent, and like, then you're simultaneously arguing with people on the internet, now saying that you didn't do this despite you admitted it. Like, there's just certain things that once you say it, it's out there, and this is going to be permanent. You have solidified yourself as a sexual abuser. And there's no question, there's no doubt that I believe it at this point, because no normal person does and says the things that you do on the internet. It's crazy. You know, at least Onision is in denial of the things that he did, right? Like, he's just dementedly like, I never moved a minor into my house. You're just like, oh, I did this. And then after people start covering and saying, hey, wow, you said this. Wow, you're an R word. What do? Now you're fighting against what you said. It's like, dude, make up your mind. You are, you aren't something. But if you say that you are this and you did this, then that's what people are going to hold you to. You can't backpedal on saying that you are someone, man.
Everyone thinks I don't care about SaraFae. Everyone, apparently on Femyoz chat or whatever, thinks I don't care about SaraFae. But you know me. You know me.
Even when you're sober.
Even when I'm sober. Do I care about SaraFae? When I'm sober, do I care about SaraFae?
A lot less.
Do I though?
So much less.
Do I though?
Unless you, when you're sober, you do this remarkable thing where you compartmentalize, like I'm asking you to.
I can't.
And yet you do.
I can't.
You're just bad at compartmentalize right now because your brain's fried from damn alcohol.
Do you believe I raped her?
Oh my god.
No,
dude.
I want the truth. Did I rape SaraFae? Do you believe that I actually raped SaraFae?
What do you want me to say?
The truth.
It doesn't matter what I say, I'll still be demanding.
No, I want the truth.
I don't want you to stop getting hung up on it.
Yeah, I'll get stop getting hang up on it when SaraFae admits that she's lied about me raping her.
She obviously wants nothing to do with you. I suggest you return the favor.
Oh, if she wants nothing to do with me, then why did she go to multiple channels saying I raped her when I didn't? Why? Why would she reach out to me over multiple channels? And then when I blocked her on, and you know this, you can admit this, I literally blocked her and literally changed my number. I literally changed my number, my email, just to block the bitch. Did I change my number?
You know you did.
Good. Did I change my email?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do. I literally told you what it is. You literally have seen me use it from on your channels. You fucking dumbass. Why are you and Peyton so afraid of me? Why are you scared of me? Just tell me how it is.
You're obsessed.
Yes, I'm obsessed about someone I care about.
I stand behind.
I'm obsessed because SaraFae lied. You have any idea how it tears me apart? Be accused of rape.
You have any idea how that tears us apart? Look, all I know is there's 2 stories you told me so far.
I told you 2 stories. Bottom line, do you know how much this affects me?
I can see how much it's affecting you right now.
Ah, good. You can see how much that Sarah's lies affected me. Okay. If I'm acting this way, you know me for over, what, 3 years? And know me I wouldn't act this way unless I had a good reason? Why would I act like this? It has nothing to do with you. It's partially to do with you, but not all to do with you.
I'm not answering that.
Why? Because you're a coward like SaraFae? You're a fucking coward like SaraFae? You won't tell me how you really feel?
Yes, I'm a coward, just like your ex. I am exactly like your ex. I'm identical to your ex. We even have the same color hair. Is that what you want to hear?
No.
Then stop comparing me to her.
Why is the truth? That's all I care about is the truth.
You don't need a time machine to verify, and no one has those. It's your word against hers. Nothing.
Honestly,
Tanya, Firebat, is on the money. Stop comparing your wife to your ex. This is how you have delusions of grandeur, and I don't use that term very often to describe people, but that's what you are. You are truly delusional. You don't understand that your actions and your words and your comparisons to somebody who you claim that who's the biological of your child, soon to be father. Your wife, Tanya, is absolutely on the money. No woman, no man wants to be compared to an ex. And yet you sit there and still tell your wife that you're in love with somebody. It's honestly, this may be the most, like, I don't even know how to really properly respond to this other than your wife, Tanya, is on the money. Tanya needs to get away from you. You are not a safe person. You are a degrading person. You hate women. You hate your own biological child that's going to be a woman when they're born. You've admitted to SA. You've admitted to punching and hitting your partners. You've verbally degraded them. You are infatuated, obsessed, in your own words, with an ex of yours 10 years ago, and you're in a marriage with somebody, which is that's not a healthy thing for any marriage to be through. Your wife, Tanya, deserves somebody to actually love them, care for them, provide for them, rather than just sitting on YouTube begging for donations to pay for your child that you chose to create in this world. It is not the internet's responsibility or duties to provide for your kids. In fact, if Tanya wasn't with you, I would give her money just for having to experience your level of insane mental gaslighting abuse. But you are truly a demented, sick, twisted individual, a monster in your own words. And you live in Washington State, right? I think Olympia or Lacey. I live in Auburn, Washington. So, you know, if Tanya wants to reach out, if you need any baby clothes, I'm happy to provide for you. If you can get out from that situation, I'll even help you get out of the situation. You should not be living with this individual. This person is not a sane, mental, stable person. And when you have a child, it's especially not good. You live in a studio apartment, one apartment with like no space away from each other. And you're bringing a child into the world and they have to be around Firebat? Somebody who acts like this? Somebody who treats you like this? Somebody who is obsessed with their ex from 10 years ago? Somebody who hates women? Somebody who punches and is physically and is admitted to cheating and is admitted to sexual assault? You want your child to be around that.
The last time she came into my life, one of my exes accused me of raping her. Full on accused me of it. And it was a fight between me and that ex to a point where she left my life. And this girl from high school that I was talking to, again, I told her the truth while I was going through what was going on with me, and she basically freaked out and blocked me. Believed the girl had said about me without even considering that it may or not been false or misunderstood. And for years since then, I've held that over her head, that hatred.
I'm going to be bald and lose more hair by the time this is done. what we just heard. So Firebat is here telling us that so-and-so, SaraFae, accused him of SA. And so then he told a friend from high school, this other girl, he's like, hey, you know, this is happening to me right now, and I SA'd someone. And then this gutted reaction. What? Why would she block me? Why would a friend from high school, another woman, who I told them, hey, I SA'd my ex, and here Firebat is holding resentment and anger and bitterness over that friend from high school's head. You blocked me. You cut me off after I told you that I harmed somebody, that I committed a crime, a sexual crime, mind you, against an ex. You know, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you go and tell someone that, hey, I harmed somebody sexually, they're probably not going to receive that well, no matter who it is. You know, if I had a biological child and I found out that my neighbor's a pedo, right? Or then my neighbor told me that they're a pedo, I'm probably not going to let my kid be around my neighbor. In fact, I would probably try to move out of the neighborhood if my neighbor was a pedo. Like, that gutted reaction of like, oh my God, you're telling me that you're attracted to my child? Or, oh my God, you sexually assaulted someone? Like, how are people supposed to respond to that other than be repulsed, other than be, in your own words, disgusted? You've admitted that you're evil, that you're a monster, that you did this thing that is horrific. And now the internet knows, and now thousands of more people know. The next video clip that you're about to see is no longer on YouTube because they deleted it. But this is known as Firebat's prison arc, where they made a couple live stream videos where they were talking about how they're going to turn themselves into the police in Lacey, Washington, because the person who they SA'd deserves justice. I'm not joking. I don't really understand why somebody who is innocent would make a video even saying things like this. But we already know that you're not innocent.
After a year and a half relationship, for those of you who don't know, because this is the part she left out, she had the opportunity multiple times to turn me in. And at one point...
Firebat, come on, you can't be this brain dead. Are you seriously suggesting that if somebody doesn't make a report, therefore it didn't happen? Because if you really think that, you're about to be a parent to a daughter. Somebody doesn't make a report, therefore it didn't happen, guys. They had 10 years, they had 5 years to report me that this happened. What are you trying to say here? What are you trying to imply? This is craziness.
Friend to. Especially during the time frame she was dating a guy named Chris and was basically throwing me out of her relationship, friendship that we had. And literally had threatened back then to basically turn me into the police and all that. And so what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what she can't, because she won't do it. And so this means that I go in and I go through court and I get held in a prison cell, which would be the first time I've ever been in prison by.
All right, dude, prison is going to be heaven for this person, okay? All right, think about all of the BBC they're going to be getting.
Excited about that at all in any way or form.
Well, I sure am.
Well, if you don't see any content from me for a little while, well, now you'll know why. Because I literally can't make content when I'm locked up in a cell and then go through the court system and all that stuff. And it could take anywhere between a couple of months or a whole year. It just kind of depends on what they find and what they don't find. And so we're going to bite the bullet and get SaraFae some justice and get some justice for my wife and her unborn child.
Imagine saying this on camera. I need to give justice to my wife and my unborn child. She does. Tanya does deserve justice, Firebat. They deserve to get away from you. And I'm going to offer the invitation right here on video. Tanya, if you need to separate from Firebat, I will absolutely help you if I can. You should not be the sole provider of your household. You should not be pregnant and working as you do, while your wife does literally nothing except live stream multiple times a day to 2 to 3 viewers max. You know, I really don't like it when people leech off of others and make other people do work that they otherwise should be doing. But Firebat often talks about how they're always unemployed and they can't hold a job. Gee, I wonder why. Maybe it's the things that you post when you look up your legal name and people find that you have pictures of you wearing chastity cages and you in women's clothes and underwear and stuff like that. on your like personal public Facebook, mind you. These are not like behind a hidden blog or a hidden, you know, social media private account. These are things posted publicly. There's a reason why they've lost their access to their Facebook multiple times, because they post really things that are not acceptable for Facebook or social media unless you're paying for like literally full-blown OF type of content that just should not be on a platform. This individual has posted that in chastity belts, in underwear, doing poppers, doing submissive, sissy, feminization, kink stuff. While your wife works a minimum wage job doing everything they can do to provide for you. Like, Tanya shouldn't be in this situation. I hate seeing marriages, relationships one-sided. It's broadcasted on the internet for all of us to see and consume. Tanya, I want to say it again. If you need help in an emergency, please reach out to me. We live in the same state. I'm only a 30-minute drive away. Get away from this leech, this parasitic, toxic, abusive individual who is only going to make your life and your child's life more miserable when your kid is born. And no kid deserves to grow up in an environment where their mother, their double mother, is that of the liking of Firebat. You live in one studio apartment, and you're going to be raising a child with a studio apartment with this person who's going to probably post your newborn baby on the internet? Have you, like, that's going to happen. You don't think Firebat's going to post their kid online? Sorry, I'm just getting worked up. It angers me.
Yeah. I don't know how
Yeah.
my wife's going to be able to take care of the baby. That's going to be hard to do from a prison cell, but I know God will provide. Always has, he always will, and I'm not afraid of that.
Right. This is the part we're meant to take seriously because they turned off the background music.
Okay, time to bite the bullet.
Proving that SaraFae wasn't raped by me will prove everything. I'd rather die. I'd rather sacrifice my child and my wife to die drinking alcohol than ever admit that I admitted that I freaking raped SaraFae, which I never did. SaraFae, you fucking should die right now. You fucking should fucking yourself and die right now. We're fucking making this shit up about me. The fact that you want me to become this life here and tell the truth. The fact I'm willing to kill myself should tell you guys how fucking mental I am. I'm fucking mental, I know this. My monster, did I rape SaraFae? And if I rape SaraFae, SaraFae can say it for herself. Oh wait, she's fine. Fine. Because you're a retard. You treat people like shit. You don't believe me, even though I'm almost through my 8th alcohol drink. You can't be more honest than this. This is not fighting, this is giving into your worst impulses. Actually fighting for your family would involve not streaming this shit. I disagree. SaraFae is part of this family. SaraFae is part of my family. And it's a new part that she lies. Can I offer you a cupcake in this trying time? No, you can come in here and give me a hug. Because I care about SaraFae. I love her. If I make shit up about me, tears me apart. If you care about me, SaraFae, or whatever, Serenity Variable, come to me right now and tell me it's going to be okay.
This was sent in January of 2026, this year, sent to SaraFae.
I don't hate her, just so we're unclear. I love her very much.
This is about his wife, Tanya.
But honestly, in a fantasy world, if I had to choose between her and you to be in a relationship with, I would pick you, period. That's how I feel right now, that if I had a choice to leave her and be with someone else, I probably would without even thinking twice at this point, because I really don't feel loved and I don't feel safe.
How many more times are you going to continue to cheat on your wife? How many more times are you going to continue to make Tanya feel like shit as she's carrying your unborn child? How many more times, Firebat, are you going to continue with the same sort of behavior? When is enough for you? Let me ask you this, Firebat. Is that a normal thing somebody would say to somebody who you have had meltdown after meltdown after meltdown after meltdown, that you guys are no longer together, that you're hyper-focusing on a relationship over 10 years ago, and then you compare this person with your wife all the time, and you're constantly reaching out saying that, oh, I want to be with you again, I love you, and I can't believe our friendship and our relationship ended. But at the same time, they've also come out and said to you that they don't want anything to do with you, that you sexually assaulted them, that you arred them, that you've hit them. You, Firebat, have delusions of grandeur, and I don't say that about a lot of people. You are hyper-fixated, infatuated, obsessed. Your wife, Tanya, has talked about your obsession with your ex. She's right. You are obsessed. It is unhealthy, it is toxic, it is destructive, and it is eating you alive. So much in fact that you're a danger to your wife, you're a danger to your child, and you're a danger to yourself. You are emotionally not regulated, and you're emotionally unstable. We have not even begun to scratch the surface of Firebat's anger problems, which we're going to get into in episode 2 of this X-File. There's only been 3 people ever on this channel to get 2 X-Files videos in one go. But I think Firebat's one of those people who has an insatiable lust for attention, no matter whether it's positive or negative. And I would like to personally invite SaraFae on for an interview, and also, Firebat, if you would like to have an interview with me, you're more than welcome to come on my weekly live streams. I do Thursdays or Fridays. And if you really want to clear the air, have a conversation with me. I'd love to have you. But anywho, thanks for watching this video, guys. Special shout out to Femyoz for A-logging so much of his antics with her 7, 8, 9 hour live streams. I don't know how you watch so much of one person for so long. To all the individuals sending me individual clips from Firebat's old Facebook that I've never even seen before. You guys are champions. You are the true archivers, A-loggers of Firebat, and I appreciate you dearly. Many of the clips and channels that I use to get footage that is no longer available are all linked down below in the very bottom of the description, so expand that if you want to see them. Oh, and I almost forgot. I wrote a song for you, Firebat. I hope you enjoy.
Yo, it's Firebat, the YouTuber king of the cringe. StarCraft strings popping, but the real life's a binge. Talking big game online, but behind closed doors it's a sin. Verbally spitting venom, then fists fly when no wife's pregnant. 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 Pregnant, belly swelling, you swinging like it's a diss track. Screaming in her face, calling her names, no coming back. Domestic kingpin, hiding behind that keyboard glow. One hand on the mic, the other leaving bruises in the afterglow. Firebat, flaming out, controversy in the chat. Wife tears in the VODs, but you acting like it's all cap. Physically hitting low, verbally cutting deep, while the baby's kicking inside, man, you a whole different creep. Firebat, Firebat, what the hell you on? Blueberry muffin fetish, Willy Wonka getting drawn. Eating your own boogers, sex addict in the zone. Stalking SaraFae, ex-love, still got you in a chokehold, bro. Firebat, Firebat, controversy stack high. Pregnant wife beat a booger muncher, never say die. Muffin fetish wild and addiction got you fried. SaraFae not in your DMs, you still riding that high. Willy Wonka blueberry muffin, that's your secret sauce. Smear it on the sheets, call it golden ticket loss. Oompa Loompa dreams while you munching on that treat. Fetish level expert, but the wife's catching heat. Boogers for breakfast, picking nose like it's a snack. Green slime on the tongue, yo, that's a whole nother pack. Chronic sex addiction, can't keep it in your pants. Streams over, lights off, but the urges do a dance. Pounding out the hours, addiction got you twitching. Wife looking sideways, knowing you out here glitching. SaraFae on the mind, next ghost you can't delete. Stalking through the shadows, heart still skip a beat. DMs flooding in, baby, I still love you, true. While the new wife's pregnant, man, what the fuck you do? Firebat, the stalker loving from afar like a simp. X on the pedestal, current life going limb. Blueberry flashbacks mixing with the booger. High sex drive, revving engines, but the scandals multiply. So here's the rap, Firebat, straight from the underground. Your controversy's blowing up bigger than your subscriber count. Verbally violent, physically foul, fetish on blast. Boogers, muffins, addiction, whole catalog of trash. Stalking SaraFae while the wife bears the scars. You two a legend, nah, just a clown with no bars. Firebat forever, but the real fire's the shame. Drop the mic, fix your life, ended the game, mic drop.
I'm a rapist. I abused my wife.